And welcome back. Start Lighthouse is a not-for-profit that's dedicated to advancing childhood literacy through a social justice lens. Now they opened their inaugural literacy hub at PS5 Port Morris in the Bronx, where they'll serve over 600 students and their families in the 2022-2023 academic year. And joining us to share more, we've got Start Lighthouse's executive director and co-founder, Rina Madhani, and then also the director of programming and curation and co-founder, Concetta Gleason. And ladies, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Good,
It's our
good. And Rita, glad to have you back again, and this time with a very special twist, an inaugural hub here.
Yes,
yes.
it's been incredible just to see the evolution of our partnership with PS5 Port Morris. That's a partnership that, of course, began during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in response to widespread school and library closures. And we had connected with Principal Keene during the pandemic, and she informed us how she had been emptying out classrooms just trying to pull together resources for her students. And so when she found out that we wanted to bring books for her students and bring in these customized literacy toolkits, she was just so amazed by what we had to offer. And then since then, we pivoted based on student and family feedback, and we launched our Literary Adventures program, where we were hosting nationally recognized and award-winning BIPOC authors and artists for interactive workshops. And then from there, we realized that we want to be able to establish a permanent presence within the school, within the community, and that led to the creation of our inaugural literacy hub.
And so for those who don't know, give me a little bit more, Conchetta, about what we can see in terms of like programming.
Well, in terms of programming, well, today and this week, we are just floating on air because we hosted our first full-time in-person visit yesterday with the phenomenal Jamila Tompkins Bigelow. She did her book release launch with us, and she read her new book, Hold Them Close, a love letter to Black children, to second, third, and fourth grade, and led creative writing workshops. So our students had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet a prolific writer, create poems with her, and every child was just floating on air with their brand new book, and most of the copies signed. So we're looking at author visits, illustrator visits for every grade, book clubs, read alouds on a consistent basis, literacy stations, really making sure we support every child's development of a home library through their own selection and choice. And from there, we build to destroying the literacy crisis in our community.
Yeah. Rita, do you get a sense that most people know about the literacy crisis? I think that when we talk about the numbers are quite staggering. I mean, I knew there was a crisis, but there were some numbers that really stuck out to me. Let me just run a couple by. In the Bronx, there's only one age-appropriate book available per 300 children. Across New York City, the state, I should say, not New York City, New York State, 47% of schools do not have libraries, and there's less than one librarian for every 3,400 students. Now, if that's not a crisis, I don't know what is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was just so shocking for us to uncover as our work has progressed throughout the various schools that we've been in within the community. And I think oftentimes individuals may forget that books are a luxury item for the students and families that we're serving within the Bronx, especially for many students and families that are also rent burdened simultaneously. And the reality is that with the recent budget cuts, as well as due to COVID, school librarians were the first thing to go. And that's also something that just hasn't been heavily invested in. And so really as an organization, our aim is to really help revitalize the literacy culture across the community, but within each individual school community that we're serving.
I want to talk for a minute about how you're helping students develop in a special kind of way, because what you're doing actually is you're also helping students to actually be able to build their own libraries, right? First of all, talk about the importance of it, and then second of all, how this occurs.
Yes, we have the great privilege, as I mentioned, having authors and illustrators visit us on site. But the truth is, that's the drum excitement. Every artist knows they're there to support the students developing their home library across the school years. That means getting them excited about the book they're receiving that day. And that leads to a free shopping experience where every child has the opportunity to select books, brand new, beautiful books, Barnes & Noble high-quality first edition books that no secondhands, where students can explore and see the books they like and take it for their home library, because we have the most interest and excitement from kids when they're choosing books for themselves, when they are in charge of their home libraries. And we have very special curation. We take into their background, social economics, their home languages, their cultures, what books and would appeal to them the most, that represent their life, that provide the windows and the mirrors point of view into the world they live in, as well as finding books that are appropriate for their grade, appropriate for their reading level, that encourage them to keep going, to keep building. So for us, it always boils down to self-selection. If a child is in charge of building at their home library, we're gonna have a strong reader on our hands if we put the time and effort in.
And Rita, I know it's got to be a great feeling, because the word that I like to use all the time is bridging the gap. And the work that you're doing really is bridging the gap for our young people, bridging the gap within the educational system. Talk to us about the fact that you're able to get this going, what this actually means for you.
I mean, it's just such a tremendous honor. And the fact that Concetta and I were able to join forces and just conceptualize something so large and just bigger than us for the community, and the fact that now that we're establishing these permanent spaces, these permanent homes, we can really create a lasting impact, a lasting legacy for these students as we help them become lifelong readers, writers, and also at the same time we're nurturing the next generation of change makers and activists within the Bronx.
Yeah. So the big question is, what comes next?
Oh, more literacy hubs. That is, we're very, very grateful and happy to say we have a wait list, and we have lots of big plans for our current hub. We want to keep building improvements to living space, meaning we are responding to our students' needs as they improve the literacy levels. Their need for books, their different books choices change as we go. We want to be able to support them as they're navigating new reading levels, and we are very fortunate to say we have been requested for federal funding for another literacy hub in West Farms. So hopefully that will be happening soon, knock on wood. And we have a few wait lists that we are excited to bring on.
Yeah.
So every child in this borough is going to have a home library. That's our end game, and they're going to be able to read on or above reading level.
Yeah. So Rina, if I'm a student or a parent, how do I tap into the resource available to me here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we often host community events, and so we pair up with elected officials where we're able to provide our reading materials and supplemental resources. You can also just connect with us directly on startlighthouse.org, and you can make a request for us to come to your child's school community and connect us with administration, because ultimately we're also looking to centers, family members, and caregivers in the work that we're doing. And so they can ultimately become advocates for our programming, bring us into their child's school community, and also be a part of the literacy hub that we're developing.
Well, Rina, Concetta, thank you so much for being with us again. Congratulations. I think that's great work. The last time we talked, you were on the way, and now even further since the last time we talked. Great to have you both, and congratulations.
Thank you. Can I just do a quick shout out, because we will be doing a distribution event this our amazing author and illustrator and future author, Laura James, is hosting River Gardens Harvest Festival this month, and we will be doing a free distribution of Bronx authors and books.
Oh,
by Bronx authors, beg my pardon.
all right.
We're not giving them away, but they'll probably combine.
No worries, no worries. We thank you. All right, well, ladies, thank you so much for being with us. And we want our viewers to know, if you want more information, we encourage you to go ahead and visit their website at startlighthouse.org. And then, of course, you can follow them on Facebook at Start Lighthouse.